We live in a world of social media. You broadcast yourself, you go for likes. I was sitting next to a young woman on the plane who spent the 2 hours of our flight looking at her phone, looking at videos of herself, pulling faces, a level of self-interest that is unusual. And we've had a generation, a shift in moral philosophy from a culture that said you're broken inside, you have to work on your own weakness. We've gone to a culture that says you're pretty wonderful inside. And the cliches of what we tell our young, follow your passion, be true to yourself, trust yourself, love yourself, have created a large sense of self. We've told a couple generations how great they are, and they've believed us. And so in 1950, a polling organization asked American 16-year-olds, are you a very important person? And at that point, 12% said yes. They asked the same question in the 1990s, and at that point, 80% said yes. Psychologists have a thing called the narcissism test, where they say, I'm going to read you a bunch of statements. Does this apply to you? And those statements include things like, I find it easy to manipulate people because I'm so remarkable. Or, somebody should write a biography about me. I love to look at my body. And the median narcissism score has gone up 30% over the last 20 years. And with this has gone an increased desire for fame. Fame used to rank at the bottom of what people wanted out of life. Now it ranks second or third after financial security. And so junior high school girls in the U.S. were asked, would you rather be a celebrity's personal assistant, Justin Bieber's personal assistant, or president of Harvard? And by 3-1, they'd rather be Justin Bieber's personal assistant. Though to be fair, I asked the president of Harvard, and she would rather be Justin Bieber's personal assistant. But the more serious effect is that people lose the capacity to conduct a sophisticated moral conversation. I don't think people are necessarily bad, but I think they're morally inarticulate. A sociologist named Christian Smith asked people, can you name your last moral dilemma? And 70% of them couldn't name a moral dilemma. They'd say, I pulled into a parking space, but I didn't have any money. We can tell by looking at all the magazines, all the newspapers, and all the books that get published, what words are being used. And over the last generation, economic words have been rising in frequency. Moral words have been dropping. Gratitude is down 49%. Humbleness is down 52%, and kindness is down 56%. We're just talking about this stuff less, and we're talking about economics more. And so we live in a romantic culture. We think we're wonderful inside, and the problems of society are outside. And the people who have great character, it's not because they have great self-discipline. It's because they have an amazing ability to commit to other things. The eulogy virtues are the things they say about you after you're dead, whether you're honest, courageous, straightforward, capable of great love. And we'd all want to lead a life where the eulogy virtues are more important. We'd all want to be remembered for those. But we live in a society, and certainly an educational system, that spends a lot more time on the CV virtues. And a lot of us are more clear on how to build a good career than how to build a good inner character.